because he's the acceptable monster at this time, like R. Kelly was the last time I sat on this couch. Jay-Z is setting Diddy up.
People even calling me, asking me about him, you know, and I don't know him from a can of paint. He even mentioned my name, saying that I know what I know. I don't know what he knows, but I do know this.
Something absolutely shocking just took place, leaving everyone speechless. Picture this: Jay-Z, the master of control, the man who never cracks under pressure, suddenly letting his guard collapse in a moment no one saw coming. Not a single headline could have prepared the world for the sight of him exposing raw, unfiltered emotion. It felt like witnessing a legend caught off balance, standing in the eye of a storm he never anticipated. The city is buzzing with questions, scrambling to figure out what could possibly push a man that disciplined past his invisible line. What lies beneath that cool exterior? What truth is fighting its way to the surface? One thing is crystal clear: this moment isn't just a crack in the armor, it's the doorway to something much deeper.
It seems to make a lot of people upset, you know, but then a lot of people love my opinion. That's why you bring me on here. And I really appreciate that, brother. I just want to say this before we get started, Art, is that, you know, a lot of people think I came here to bring a black man down. And that's what I hear in the comments a whole lot. But it was nothing like that. You know, a black man didn't cuss a dead man's mother out. A black man didn't set his friends up and put them in a situation where they couldn't come home to their families no more. A black man didn't reach back and help the people that helped them make it up the ladder. It was Puffy. You know what I'm saying? I got tired of Puffy going on different platforms talking about how he loved the people that we was all with, how he loved the people that helped him, when in fact, none of that stuff was true. So my whole thing about it is, man, I appreciate your platform for letting me, you know, voice my opinion. And like I said, opinions like an asshole. Some of these cats out here get paid for their asshole. I get paid to give my opinion.
Yeah, I feel you, man. I mean, yeah, you just on here giving your opinion, man. I mean, you was one of the people that was real close to the situation, so why not?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
So with that being said, right, the last interview me and you did was a day after the raid. And when you look at everything now, man, how you feel about everything? It's been like a week, you know, you knowing Diddy, you being around Diddy. Could you ever imagine that his houses would get raided for sex trafficking?
Bro, you can't imagine no stuff like that. You understand? You can't think that, because back then he wasn't Brother Love. He was Puffy. All the way up until he became Diddy. So his behavior over the years.
Let's push forward, because whatever is unfolding with Jay-Z goes way beyond a single bad moment. Whispers say the roots run all the way back to those Marcy days, where survival meant carrying weights most people will never understand. Not even towers of platinum plaques can silence the pressure that shaped him. Decades of grinding in one of the most ruthless industries on earth has put his mind under constant fire. For years, quiet conversations have followed him. Questions about his peace, his alliances, his legacy. Even that infamous elevator scene with Solange wasn't the full story, just a glimpse of a storm that's been simmering behind closed doors. Beneath the flawless surface, that pressure has been building for a long time.
About Claudia Jordan right now. Claudia Jordan don't ever mention my mother name. She mentioned it yesterday. Talking about why people are afraid to come forward. You mean like you? You was Diddy girl. Corey was Jay-Z girl. Why don't you claim your friend? Claudia.
So Jack, when you say...
When I say Corey, I'm talking about Kathy White.
Oh yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Jay-Z's pregnant
Jay-Z's-
mistress
yeah.
who died of an imaginary fucking aneurysm. Just like the woman who was best friends with Kim and Kimura, who wrote the book Bling and died as soon as it made the bestsellers list. Who the fuck was these people supposed to go to? You can't go to the boss because the boss is fucking you. And the boss's boss don't get no fuck. Can't go to the authorities. They're all bought and paid for. You could try to get a special prosecutor, but they'll just pay somebody to reassign him to another case. Where the fuck you go when you get f***ed over by the industry? Nowhere. That's where you go, nowhere. Which is where people like me step in. Right, I go to Diddy parties to walk mother out, cause ain't nobody stopping me when I come.
So let me ask you, because I look at Gabriel Union, and when you mention things like Jay-Z's time is coming for him, then I look at Beyonce, and I say that women do have a
that country album, and any of you that buy that shit, stupid as shit.
you don't give it no
Trap
credit.
music with goddamn.
Now let's shift the spotlight to Queen Bey. Being married to musical royalty might seem like a flawless fantasy, but the pressure behind that perfection is unreal. Life in Beyoncé's universe is a mix of power, chaos, and constant expectation. Fame, family, and a global empire balanced on a razor-thin wire with no room for missteps. Add 3 kids and the non-stop glare of the world's attention, and suddenly you're staring at a life that never truly rests. The industry doesn't allow pauses, breakdowns, or even silence. You're expected to shine, always. But even icons have limits. Maybe what we witnessed wasn't a collapse at all. It was a man finally straining under decades of greatness, legacy, and the weight of holding everything together for far too long.
Stand by your man. Don't act like you don't know that. Remake that. Stand by that. That's a real country hit. Jolene, nice, but it has a ring to it. Stand by your man, yeah. Whoops and disrespects you with other like Kathy Coriana White.
All right, well, let's do it
Who
like
was
this.
actually carrying his baby while you was spanking it. Why your husband don't want to put his seed inside of you? He put it in everybody else? Wild in this world, yo.
It's funny, you open up Beyonce's internet, it just gets weird.
Beyonce's internet.
That's what we're calling
That
it.
belongs to the devil. Unless you calling that the devil, she ain't nothing but an employee.
Oh.
A half of which dumbass bitch.
So, it's funny that it's crazy you say these
Why
things.
don't nobody want to accept that bitch?
I think
She went and killed the girl Cats.
Okay.
The girl went to court and charged her with extreme witchcraft. She was hypnotized. She was drugged. Beyonce came and she was in there eating on her while she was asleep. Snacking on his bitch, killing people cats. And guess what? They wouldn't give her the restraining order. They just told her to stay away from Beyonce and work for somebody else. Guess what? She's having a hard time finding work too. Which is interesting because she's a brilliant musician and she was trained at the esteemed Berklee College of Music. Handpicked by my very good friend, Terry Lynn Carrington, Dr. Terry Lynn Carrington, who put together Beyonce's entire female band, which was Matthew Knowles' idea because he couldn't get Beyonce to stop people. Guess you didn't know you're
And
doing.
maybe, just maybe, this was the moment Jay-Z needed to reset. Sometimes you have to hit the ground before you rise higher than ever. Behind those iconic shades is more than swagger. There's a lifetime of pressure, pain, and untold stories that shaped him. What we're watching isn't the downfall of a legend, it's the evolution of one. This isn't collapse, it's a turning point. A new chapter is opening, and the world will be glued to every step of his comeback.
Who the fuck goes to their childhood house for a visit and the shit goes up in flames?
That was very weird. The next day,
And
within the week?
No, the next day.
The next day.
And still, no real investigation on how the house just went up in flames.
Man.
I guess they paid y'all off. Like they paid y'all off for that Astro World.
So let me ask you,
Texas politics.
Yeah, Texas politics, man. It's that right there. We're gonna talk about the episode, but for right now, I just got to get your take on when we see a Killer Mike win 3 Grammys
And get arrested immediately after because Jay-Z paid somebody up just so he couldn't have a good night. You Sean.
Hey, man.
Weirdo. Don't get no what you got in your head, that neural link. You'll never outthink me. Ever. All I do is frustrate you and AI. You can't quantify me. You can't even control your wife. You gonna handle a bitch like me. You can't even control that goofy bitch. You should have did a better job. Maybe she wouldn't have had to lose her mind on Kathy. Cause you ain't protecting you. You're protecting
You
her.
wouldn't believe the chaos that exploded once Jay-Z's moment hit the internet. One clip drops and suddenly the whole digital world goes nuclear. The city couldn't stop buzzing. Celebrities jumped in fast. Diddy, Rihanna, and countless others offering support. Twitter ignited, Instagram flooded, and TikTok nearly melted from the traffic. Fans were shocked, some even emotional, while skeptics instantly yelled, "Publicity stunt." But whether scripted or spontaneous, one reality became impossible to ignore. The world couldn't look away.
Wow.
I'ma tell everybody about Big L, Sean.
Big L?
I would just rather do it on the stand, Sean. Please sue me. I want to go to court. And I want to talk about Big L on the stand.
Wow. What's your thoughts about Dame Dash?
Dame Dash got fucked over by somebody who was supposed to be his friend.
So this Big L is associated.
Big L is the one that put Jay-Z on.
Wow.
Jay-Z was the last person to see Big L alive.
Wait, so this Big L person is not living on this earth no more.
He's been dead for years. His death made it possible for reasonable doubt to live.
Whoa.
See how good I keep secrets, Sean?
You'd expect Jay-Z's camp to rush in, take control, and calm the storm. But when the response finally arrived, it was the same polished PR line about privacy and personal matters. Let's be honest, people want the truth, not carefully packaged phrases. Meanwhile, the industry reacted like someone flipped a switch. Even Kanye, yes, that Kanye, stepped forward with respect. It felt like hip-hop froze for a moment, rallying behind its king. We've always viewed Jay-Z as untouchable, a figure floating above the chaos. But watching him break in real time was surreal, like seeing a superhero quietly wipe away tears. Some believe this moment humanizes him, showing that even legends feel the pressure. Others fear it softens his edge. But one thing is clear, The game will never look the same again.
Now we're a little more educated because of the talk shows with Oprah that we went through and Dr. Phil and stuff like that. Even Ricky Lake and all of that. We realized that it wasn't so cool messing with the underage young ladies. I never had an attraction for someone young. I always looked and had an attraction for older women, so I probably didn't have that problem. But then everybody that I fucked with did. Everybody. All of them. No names mentioned yet. But I'm going to expose somebody that we all forget about. Y'all see this picture of Jay-Z with Aaliyah when she was underage? I forgot about Jay, huh? We only know about Damon Dash messing with Aaliyah and R. Kelly. But that ain't the only one that Jay had when she was underage. Y'all remember Fox Brown and Jay? Ain't no woman like the one I got. No one could love you better. Before that song came out, we used to hear it. I used to tell shit. I was like, ooh, that shit. Him and Mystical, those were two songs that were hot. That it took like a year before it got, well, I'll say to the West Coast. I don't know if they were beating it up on the East Coast. But on the West Coast, it took like a year before those songs came out. And then Nelly's song with the Lake St. Louis text. But I'm just saying all that to say, Foxy was young then as well. And so, all of these guys and the underage young ladies was running rapid in the 90s. And so, that's all I remember. That's all I think about, with the DeBarge and Janet Jackson situation. Hey, that's all I think about. And I can remember about Aaliyah. Aaliyah was my wife's favorite artist. She loved the hell out of Aaliyah. It was a tragic how she died. Trying to rush back to get to Damon Dash on the plane. And what happened is the Bahamians let her fly out and their plane was overloaded or full. That's the one thing that I didn't like about when I traveled to our black countries like the Bahamas and Jamaica and all of them. The officials there, we used to have to bribe them $100 to make the rules fast, to let us in with the dogs that we didn't have properly cleaned, or to not search our bags or whatever, or to sneak away with a whole bunch of cigars and stuff like that. But in Mexico, one thing about the motherfucking Mexican authorities, that number used to be 5 G's, 5,000 and stuff like that. And I used to laugh. I was like, damn, black folks is easily bribable. They so cheap. They don't understand the value that they be having. But yeah, that's all I got on Aaliyah, really. It's a talent. That's another person that life was taken too soon. That was a talent. Wonder where she would be now. Her, Pop.
We're in a time where authenticity rules, and maybe Jay-Z's moment was the dose of reality the world didn't know it needed. His survived decades of pressure, controversy, competition, and constant reinvention. But this hits on another level. It's raw, unfiltered, and impossible to ignore. It might be the biggest shock of his career, yet it feels like the spark of a stronger rise. The story is far from done. The streets are buzzing, the fans are restless, and the questions keep stacking up. Will Jay finally speak? Will Beyoncé break her silence? Whispers are already swirling about a major move happening in the shadows. Stay tuned. The next chapter is about to flip everything you thought you knew.
It was almost as if Michael Bivins was like having like PTSD from New Edition being a child star and said, I'm going to find some real talented guys.
Do this again.
And I'm going to fuck them over worse than we did. So we can say it happened to somebody else.
That's PTSD for you. Like, we're going to make them relive it. Make them relive it. God damn.
Why would you do that to another artist?
Yeah.
Why would would you sit there and say, man, we had the #1 record and we were still on food stamps, and then force your group to do that?
Hey, man.
Why would you do that?
Be your own people.
You want to know how fucked off it was for Big Mike at the end of his run before he had to leave Boyz II Men?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, please.
Let me tell you how bad his finances had gotten after his wife ran through what lump sum of money they had on that god-awful soul food restaurant that lacked soul and promptness. 6 hours to get a turkey wing platter. 6 hours.
Yeah.
We used to call it opening to get it in time for dinner. Get your order in as soon as they open if you want to have it by 6. That was the joke around Voorhees.
Jeez.
Jill bought their house. She got it cheap. It would have been a $750,000 home back then, but they were forced to knock $250 off the top because of the structural damage. Apparently, they weren't able to take care of that home. It was riddled with termites. Said the only thing holding it up was the paint. They needed the money. So Jill squeezed. And they sold that house for very much more than $400,000 less what it was worth. And they broke even. Is it the way you hate me, baby? That was my cousin Alma that sang that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. The apple don't fall far.
You don't want to diss me.
The apple don't fall far.
You don't want to diss me.
Yeah.
I know you. Bitch. Wait a second. Did you hear what I just said? Michael Bivins fucked over Boyz II Men. And when Big Mike got sick, apparently there wasn't enough money available to help them through their hard times.
That's how it goes.
They didn't even promote that soul food restaurant. I mean, I can understand why it was some nigga shit, but maybe if they had got some real help, maybe they could have hired somebody to come in and help manage it. But no, they had to be a self-ran business because
maybe this moment is exactly what will push more artists to drop the untouchable facade and start being real about what life behind fame truly feels like. Change won't happen overnight. The old guard still mistakes honesty for weakness, watching this shift with disbelief. But the movement has already begun. The culture is waking up to the truth that mental health weighs just as heavily as physical toughness. The days of pretending everything is perfect are disappearing. If Jay-Z's public breaking point forces people to pause, reflect, and reconsider the pressure placed on artists, then this might be the wake-up call hip-hop has quietly been needing for years.
like Jill Scott, who was also an artist and knew how bad that family was struggling and took that as an opportunity to get a very, very large-scale home in a lovely, lovely white Jewish neighborhood for cheap.
Oh, okay. Whoa.
I mean, I'm just like, you could have said, I know you guys don't want to walk away from your home, but at least let me pay you full value because I got the money. And I want to see y'all be okay. She knew they were going to have to forfeit on that mortgage, and she squeezed. She was kinder to that damn dog.
Oh man, Putter, what's his name?
Flutter, yeah.
Yeah, Putter, God.
You gave the dog an idiot name and you wonder why he's shedding your shoe. The fuck is Flutter? What does that mean?
Yeah,
How is the sound of this feet make? That's your fault, bitch. You named him nothing. How you gonna Flutter, I used to hate that shit. And he hated kids. And he barked at people's feet. Like he was fucked up.
Oh man.
I can see why Lizelle says she shouldn't make no babies.
Oh man.
I mean, that was her husband.
So,
He should have known her best.
yeah, let me
She
say
wrote a whole
this.
song about it. It was a hit record. Want to hear it?
Not for oh shit.
Turn on a black radio station on Sunday where they sell bullshit all the time.
Jack, I want to ask.
Nothing progressive.
I have to say, most people that watch our interviews or your interviews as of late, the main question that comes up is, how does she know? What was she there? So
Yeah.
I want to do it like this. I'm gonna name some names.
Sure.
And I want to know, were you around them?
Sure.
I would like to start for what everybody knows is Jay-Z.
What about him?
Okay.
Both of them were with Mr. Carter. Ask me what you want to know and I'll answer what I can.
Let's just start with the base level. Business, personal.
Both.
Both.
And spiritual.
And spiritual. Okay.
We believe in the same power. We don't believe in appropriating it the same way.
Can I ask you this? For you, did you find joy in the business or pleasure? And when you answer that, I'm gonna flip it on him. Do you feel he found joy in the business or pleasure part of that? Or spiritual?
He is the most shameful thing I've ever done. There is nothing that I experienced with that person that has not inspired shame except for Unplugged. That was the purest moment. For me, it was all done in love for music, love for all that was there, love for the culture. I hate the fact that we did it all for a culture vulture. For someone who never truly had the capacity to appreciate that moment in time, to steal it from the masses, to hide it, to cloak it. I put it up on Philadelphia last year when we launched. You know how many people came to the network to see that show that they never got to see? You know what's great about this year? I still got the footage.
There you go. There you go.
And in 1 week, Jay-Z Unplugged, the actual whole concert, from beginning to end, will be viewed and able to be viewed on realjack.com. Come and see the history. Come and see the power of that moment, the amazing things that we did with our bodies and our minds and our spirits. There was not one person in that room that was not elevated that night. And everyone in
You
that
know
room.
what makes this year truly unreal? I still have the footage. Every moment, every note, every pulse of energy caught on camera. That's right, the full Jay-Z Unplugged experience, start to finish, drops next week on realjack.com. This isn't just a show, it's history you can feel in your bones. Come relive the spark of that night, the raw creativity, the surge that lifted the entire room to another level. What we created together, with our minds, our voices, our spirit, was unforgettable. A moment so powerful that not a single person left the building unchanged.